What is up, guys? It is the Sound Alchemist, and I'm here with
One.
And we're back at it again to answer another question in a series we like to call For the Greater.
Yeah. This is a video series where we answer the questions left by you, the viewer. If you have a question for us, comment down below. Put question in front of your question because we get to those questions first. That is what Michael Harkonnen did. Harkonnen? Does anyone know what demonic Perturabo looks like? Gay. Whoa. He and the Iron Warriors need more love. See what I mean? Model-wise. Oh, okay. Thanks for clarifying. And Iron Within. Whoa.
Iron Without.
There was a meme for a while on Instagram with like Iron Within, and then it would be like an Iron Warrior, just like an Eldari. I hope that makes sense. Anyways, so Perturabo, Demon Perturabo is just... we talked about this last week.
A little bit, yeah.
Basically, he's one of those... What are they called? Demolishers?
Obliterators.
Obliterators, like a giant obliterator, because he already is like mechanical. So he's kind of a forger of sorts. And he's also very ugly. He's supposed to represent like Hephaestus, and nobody likes him. So he is like this. He basically is like a giant iron cage.
Yeah, like his armor, his Primarch armor already looks very Terminator-like. So just like increase that like tenfold, and yeah, an obliterator.
Will we ever see a Perturabo model? I think eventually, but I do think that other Demon Primarchs would come first. Like I even think Lorgar might come first than Perturabo.
Yeah, I'd rather see Lorgar definitely than Perturabo. But rumor has it, Fulgrim's next.
Yeah. Next question comes from Leprechaun.
Ooh, I'm scared of those.
When are we going to get 40 facts on the Ghoul Stars? Possibly a location of one of the missing Primarchs.
I'm also scared of ghouls.
Goblins and ghouls?
Mm-hmm.
Soon, just because you asked. Next one.
This one's by Strauss Varin. But does the Golden Throne have cup holders? Why and why not? Your boy Varin asking the real questions here.
Yeah, no, they don't, because the Emperor doesn't drink.
He is 10,000 years sober.
Yep. He has his AA card. Or is it coin?
Both.
Next question comes from Lone Goat 81. Why is started that salamanders have slightly lower reaction time because their home world has higher gravity, which is not at all how it would work.
Yeah, it's the opposite.
And they would actually be slightly faster in normal Earth's gravity.
Yeah, that's...
I didn't know that was a thing for the salamanders. I didn't know that they were slower. I know that they're bigger. I know that they're like just naturally bigger than a normal Astarte. Mm-hmm. And that has to do with the gene seed and combination with the...
recruits.
Yeah, the recruits.
But yeah, I mean, you're right. Like, if the gravity is more on Nocturne, then when they go to a gravity or a planet where the gravity isn't as much, they should be faster. Kind of like in Dragon Ball Z, where they like train in like 100 times gravity. I see.
Next question comes from Theodore Way. Should the Emperor ever come back? Why or why not? Yes, the Emperor should come back because we want a model of the Emperor. And I answered your question.
Yeah, the Emperor... Okay, so here's the thing. If they ever make a model for the Emperor, I want it to be really, really overpowered to the point where it's almost a one-man army. Like, he does D100 attacks. No. But something... I do want him to be very well represented as a model as he is in the lore. Just so we could see the epicness of, like, having the Emperor go up against, like, a whole Legion of Chaos and come out on top.
Yeah, and there's two ways you could look at this. You could look at it from the perspective of, like... GW would make a lot of money if they did bring back the Emperor, but then you could also look at it in the way of like they would also kind of lose what 40K is if they brought him back, because then it just becomes a completely different setup or theme. So what they could do right now, for the Horus Heresy in the Forge Worlds, bring the Emperor there.
Yeah, that makes sense. Or maybe just bring him as like a special unit that's like not legal in like tournaments or anything like that. Just so you could like mess around with, have fun with.
I don't know if I would like that though.
You feel like if they actually make something and I'm buying it and painting and putting all this time and effort, I should be able to use it?
Yeah, definitely. What do you guys think? Comment down below. Do you want the Emperor to come back as just like a prop piece? It kind of goes with what we were talking about with the Lost Primarchs. Like you were saying that it would be cool if they created a stat or a way for you to create your own Primarch.
Yeah, but even then, I feel like that still limits you as to what you can do. So, like, let's say you want your Primarch to be, very, very fast, and, like, the options available kind of slow you down, then, yeah, that's going to suck. Or what if you want a Primarch that's, like, a very strong Psyker, and the options for a Striker just aren't cutting it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I still think they should keep the Lost Legions
secret. Yeah. Next question comes from Defu06. Who is Miguelito?
Oh, please don't ask.
Next question comes from Wait, that's illegal. Which Primarch will come back next? Will he also have a big titty Eldar girlfriend? It's going to be Fulgrim, and if you know the lore of Fulgrim, he is connected to Slaanesh, and if you know the lore of Slaanesh, they are connected to big titty Eldar. So yes.
This one is by the Axis of Evil. I thought they got defeated. Can an orc ever acquire maximum DACA?
No.
Why?
Because you could always have more DACA. This is a lore question, and it comes from Jot Jungson. What does a Harlequin do? Not like Harlequin, but the 40K Harlequins. LOL. So check out our 40 facts on the Harlequins, but I can just answer it right now. So the Harlequins, what they do is they are devotees of Segura and
the Laughing God.
The Laughing God. And they are basically the bards of 40K. They go around from craft world to craft world, even going into Kamara and performing. Mm-hmm. They perform a specific type of dance that reminds everybody of the fall and the birth of Slaanesh. And it's represented by
Solitaire?
The Solitaires.
Yeah.
Like all those special units are actually characters inside of this play that they perform. They're basically like carriers of history.
Right.
Or performers spreading history, the Eldar history, and reminding the Eldar of who they are and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Don't they also are tasked to defend the Black Library in the Webway? Yep,
that also is true.
So, I mean, there's a lot to it. It's just GW's not giving them any love.
No love for them Harlequins.
There's hardly any units for them.
Yep.
But no, really, they only have 4 actual units. And you have to ally with Craft World and Eldari and Drukari and Drew Carey.
Next question comes from Will Norman Bargo. If Captain America was in 40K, what faction would he work with? Imperium?
Yeah, I could definitely see him, or even being a commissar of sorts, leading the Astra Militarum to battle and stuff.
Yeah, I agree. Next question comes from Adeptus Astartes. Did the Firehawks really become the Legion of the Damned? Is there any proof of this? Yes. Check out our 40 facts on the Legion of the Damned. It explains everything. But yeah, basically, they went into the warp. They got lost into the warp. Somehow they gained the powers of a saint, and now they can appear in multiple places at once.
Yeah, they're very much powered by unknown energies, maybe the Emperor, but yeah, that's pretty much what it's alluding to.
Yep.
This next one is by Nebros the Infinite. When do you think the Necrons will finally get a new update? 9th edition?
Yeah, I think we're at the time where Space Marines are going to get updates And like Xeno races are not gonna get updated until next edition.
Yeah, because I mean, they still got to release the supplements for the rest of the Space Marines. They got to finish the updates for the Psychic Awakening, and they got to finish up the whole thing between like Gilliman's Crusade and then I think 9th edition will come. So we're still a little ways away. 8th edition, in my opinion, I felt like it just started, but it's already been like what, 2-3 years?
3 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Time flies.
Yeah. When you're having fun.
Buying all these codices and I just bought this codex and I gotta buy the next one.
Even though I do really like the orcs in this edition. The orcs in this edition are beast. Next question comes from Evan Wright. Can you do live streams? We can, but we record on Sundays. And we live in Central Time. So I'm just trying to think of excuses not to do it. We need to get a better setup because the camera that we use, I don't really know if... I'm pretty sure you can connect it so that it streams, but then now with the mics and everything, it's something that we have to like work on. Otherwise, it's just going to be shitty quality. If you guys want to like do one-on-one type of stuff, hit us up on Facebook or hit us up on Instagram. We'll talk to you one-on-one there. We're not that busy.
This next one is by Digital Sigma. How good or bad do Tau Guevesa units play on the tabletop? When you think of Guevesa, there's really nothing differentiating them from just regular like Fire Warrior, Astra Militarum troops. So the same as any other troop choice.
Do they even have a stat line?
No, there's no specific stat line, but there are like homebrews, and if anything, it's the same thing. There's nothing really different.
Yeah. It would be awesome though to play Guevesa, and like the only possible like buff that I think that they can get is that they would be a little better in close combat.
Yeah, that's probably it.
But even then, what's the weapon skill of a Tau? 3?
3, which is the same thing as like a guardsman.
Yeah, so it's like very, very like a...
Yeah.
You'd have to do like some special elite force. Are the stealth suits good in close combat?
I don't think so.
What's their weapon skill?
Probably a 3.
Oh. Yeah, there's no help in the Tau in terms of Kroot. Right?
Kroot, yeah. But even then, I think they also hit on a 3.
Do they
Or
really?
their weapon skill is like a 3.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I think the only thing about Kroot is like they get more attacks and stuff.
You
get the Shaper, right? Kroot Hounds, yeah.
Kroot Hoxes.
Yeah.
And those were the questions for today. If you guys have more questions for us, feel free to comment down below.
Put question in front of your question because we get to those first. If you notice that we can't get to your question, thumbs up other questions that you want us to get to. That way they move up higher in the list and whatnot.
Yes.
And Sound Alchemist.
Gershwan.
We are out.
Oh, I used to put my freedom first in any